What's up, Dogo fam? Thanks for joining me on this fabulous Saturday morning. So this is a quick video. It's part of my series about finding a breeder for your Dogo Argentino. I'm going to give you 3 quick tips, 3 things you should be looking for so that you know what you're getting. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Easy good girl. Hey good girl. Yes you are. Tip number 1. Does my puppy come with a BAER test, which is B-A-E-R, brainstem, auditory, elicited, response? And does the puppy come with a microchip? Now, I think these are incredibly important, and I think every puppy of the Dogo Argentino breed should come with those 2 things, a microchip and a BAER test at minimum. Why? A BAER test measures whether or not the Dogo Argentino is partially deaf, meaning deaf on one ear, or fully deaf, meaning deaf on both ears. And the microchip proves that the results that you're getting from the veterinary person who does the test is linked to that exact puppy. If you don't have a microchip and you get a slip of paper showing a BAER test, it could be for any puppy. You don't know, right? It could be green collar puppy number 1, as opposed to a microchipped animal, which is telling you the exact results tied to that dog. So when you're asking breeders what the puppy comes with, to me, those 2 things are of paramount importance, because there is a popular misconception that you can do a test at home to determine whether the dog can hear or not. And it's true, you can determine in many instances whether the dog has some hearing, meaning it can hear on one side, but there is no way to tell if it can hear on both sides. So I want those BAER results, because this is one of the known problems of Dogo Argentinos, and indeed all white mammals, not just Dogos. In our foundational stock, unfortunately, the creator's brother used a deaf bull terrier, and we have had difficulty eradicating that ever since. But it isn't just the fact that he used a deaf bull terrier in the foundational creation, but also that all white animals simply have an allele, a genetic marker that is linked to deafness. So that's the first thing I want you guys to do when you're looking into a breeder. Does this puppy come with BAER testing results? And if the answer is no, or the answer is yes, they come with results, no, they aren't linked to a microchip, if it were me, I would personally think 2 times, maybe 3 times before I bought from that breeder, because you should get what you pay for. And if what you're paying for is a dog with full hearing, then you want to be absolutely sure that that is the case. I would want to know. Do you want to know, Zarina? You know you do. Tip number 2. I would want to know whether that dog's lineage suffered a lot from allergies. Allergies are a huge problem in the Dogo Argentino breed. And because of that, I would want to know, hey, do your dogs have lots and lots of allergies? And allergies can be environmental, but allergies come from a genetic problem, which is the immune system reacts to something that is harmless, say like grass outdoors, like it's a pathogen. And so it is a genetic problem, and it's passed on from the parents. So I would want to know, hey, does your dog line have allergies? Have you had any owners report back that they have allergies? Now, the thing about allergies is generally they develop over time as the puppy is leaving the home. So it is entirely possible that the breeder doesn't know that there's allergies, especially if a new owner doesn't report back to the breeder that there's allergies involved. And the other thing is, because they develop over time, a lot of people don't necessarily know what they're looking at. There might be like, oh, my dog is itchy, maybe my dog got bit by a flea. My dog seems to constantly be scratching
oh, that's because, you know, they're dirty from running in the field or whatever. Unfortunately, if you don't have a lot of experience with dogs, you can be looking at something that's plain in your face and not know what it is if you don't know what it is. So allergies are something that you should ask for. And number 3, something that I think is very important in terms of health is, does the dog have a health guarantee? And I do go into a video about what is usually involved in contracts. You can look it up if you're interested. And you can also look up my video about picking out the right puppy for you and your family if you want to know more. But those are 3 things that I feel like are really important to know before you buy a puppy. You know, what's the guarantee? Are there allergies? Is there a bear test that's linked to a microchip? Now, this is going to be one of many videos I make on different things that you should ask about and different things that you should know. Now, I do want to address one issue I got in the comments, who then sent me an email, and that person was like, oh, I have a really young dogo, and that dogo is suffering from cancer, and I don't want to buy from that breeder again. And I wanted to talk about cancer specifically in purebred dogs for just a second, really quick. And if you guys are interested in this, I can make another video. So I did mention cancer briefly when I talked about dogs that did not have fully descended bilateral testicles, but there are other things that can cause cancer in Dogo Argentinos, and one of the big offenders is early spay and neuter. I do have a video on spay and neuter if you are interested in terms of what are some of the consequences that you may not be being made aware of, what age is appropriate if you feel that that decision is right for you, your family, and your Dogo Argentino. So I do go into depth more, and you can look that up if you like. But speaking of cancer, so the person seemed very understandably upset with the breeder that they got a puppy from the breeder, and that puppy is going to succumb to cancer from what I understand. Cancer can be something that runs in a Dogo Argentino line, but the chances of cancer developing from environmental factors is also a big part of a dog succumbing to cancer. So for example, if you spay your dog early, you have a greater chance of getting certain types of cancer. That isn't the breeder's fault. That actually is a consequence of your decision to spay or your decision to neuter and the timing at which you do it. There's a lot of other factors that are completely environmental that relate to cancer. And one of the things about dogs is that their metabolism is much faster than a human's. They live a much shorter period. They develop much quicker. So people get cancer a lot more today than they did 200 years ago. And part of that is our environment, but it's harder to track in terms of harder to see because our lifespan is, you know, anywhere from say 60 to 80 years on average. In a dog, if their lifespan is between 9 and 15 years, you see it more frequently. Things that you might not be aware of that can absolutely cause cancer are environmental. In other words, they're with the owner's ability to control, not the breeder's.
Hi, Ems. Good morning. Good morning, Emma. Who's in Emma? Who's in Emma? You're in Emma. Good girl. Good girl.
So what are some of those things? One of the things that you can do to increase the health and longevity of your animals is to stop using pesticide and fertilizer in your yard. There is an incredible amount of cancer tied to pesticide and fertilizer. And if you can get rid of those 2 things, that's going to be a big help. Another thing that you can do, air fresheners often cause huge neurological problems in dogs, and that's both the type of air freshener that is an essential oil as well as sprays, candles, those types of things. So hey, if you want this channel to grow, if you want it to stick around, if you find this of value, consider giving me a subscription, a like, a comment, a share. That's the best way this channel will grow, is by sharing it to people you think might be interested. Come on. All right, Emerson, you gotta get down. Good girl. Sorry about that. Emma needed to say hello. So, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want more videos in the comments below. And as always, have a Dogo-tastic day. Thanks, guys.